Hey guys, how you doing? Tama Luciano here with David Bruno. We're going to do a little Max Statman news brief. First of all, congratulations to Villarreal, who me and David just watched in a thrilling,
Wow.
what was it, the score, 11-10 in penalties for Villarreal.
Oh, wow.
De Gea, the keepers
11
had to
rounds.
go. The Villarreal keeper took the shot, made it. Next shooter was for for United. De Gea missed, and Villarreal crowned champions 11-10 in shootout. David Bruno, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, and I know why you thought, why you said Madrid there, because De Gea is Spanish, and he's from Spain, and
And
very
not
good
only
chance
that,
he moves this summer.
no,
Madrid
that's
was
not
interested at one point.
close. But this is the real reason why, as we just got a big tweet from Fabrizio Romano that Zinedine Zidane, in fact, is no longer the coach of Real Madrid. He has
Gone.
resigned effective immediately. This
Now.
has huge ramifications for all over Europe, including with our beloved Juventus, because he has been rumored to be coming to the club for months. David Bruno, what do you think of this news, Zidane leaving today?
Well, I mean, if we look at the last 2 days, we've been seeing the Allegri rumors heat up, and we know that Allegri's had his heart set on Madrid. So this decision of Zidane deciding to leave effective as of today could kind of crush those rumors and potentially push Allegri to Real Madrid right now. So it's kind of a butterfly effect if you look at it that way.
And that was the big rumor today, was that, in fact, our former manager, Max Allegri, was heading back to Torino. Everyone online this morning was so excited. I believe it was Di Marzio who put out the first tweet saying that the rumors of Max Allegri was the fact that he was getting closer to Juventus, and that him and Agnelli were working on a contract. Agnelli wanting something a little closer to 7 million euros, where Max Allegri wanted about 11 million euros. So right there, we get this news that Allegri and Juventus are basically going over term. But we also had the reports of Allegri's first choice being Real Madrid, wanting to meet with Florentino Perez first.
Yes.
And now with Zidane resigning, Dave, what do you think's going to happen?
This changes everything. So it's been known that Allegri's been in direct contact with Perez and Real Madrid since February, that he's had his heart set on taking over at Madrid. Even there were rumors when he first left Juventus all those years ago. Now, with Allegri, it was all time sensitive. Zidane was never going to be sacked by Real, so it really depended on when Zidane was going to make his decision. So Allegri would have never waited all summer, but he was still going to be a bit patient. Now, this urgent decision where Zidane decides to leave today changes everything. And I honestly, we were speaking just hours ago about Allegri coming back to Juventus, Adam and I. At this point, I think that Allegri might be named manager of Real Madrid.
And we have this picture on the screen here from a week ago when he was spotted in Torino. This is what basically got all the fans going. I was trying to explain at the time that maybe it could be something else, that maybe it could be, in fact, that he was just there with his daughter, because we know his daughter lives in Torino. So we didn't want to speculate too much. But
and he worked with Cherubini before at Juventus, so they were just out casually having coffee. But, you know, rumors will stir up once you see a picture like that, which makes total sense.
Well, speaking of Cherubini, we have this story here that Paratici is now no longer with Juventus. Juventus putting out the tweet this morning, basically thanking our manager of the last 3 years since the Ronaldo era. Thoughts on Paratici leaving the club, Dave?
He definitely left his mark on the club with the 9 Scudettos, the 5 Super Copas, and the 5 Coppa Italias. So he's had great years here at the club. He's brought in some great transfers. He's got some numerous players on the free. There's, you know, the Ramsey and then the not so favorable signings, but overall he's done a great job. Now there's been rumors stirring for almost the last year that he was going to be on his way out from the club, and at this point we know that Cherubini is now taking over.
Of course, we got the tweet today from Giovanni Albanese, who basically says that Cherubini will sign a 3-year contract extension when his original contract expires at the end of the end of June, so June 30th, like
that's
all the
right.
other contracts.
And he takes over for Paratici, who's now, believe it or not, being linked with a potential move to Tottenham and maybe joining Antonio Conte, who just left Inter, or Merda.
Merda, thank you. And Cherubini has been the favorite of our president Agnelli for a while. We know
That's right.
we know Agnelli likes Cherubini because it was kind of rumored in the press that Cherubini was he ran the under 23 squad. He knows a lot about young players, and he likes to bring young players to the top squad. And
he's good at scouting and picking up young talent. We know
he started in Serie D with Foligno and worked his way up. He was scouted by Paratici and Morata at the time to come work with them at Sampdoria. And then when they made the move from Sampdoria to Juventus, they took him with him. And he's been with the club ever since. And like I said, he has a big champion in the president of the club, Agnelli. And here we are today. He is the new general manager of Juventus. And David Bruno, you think he will do a good job?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, he's worked with at Sampdoria with both Paratici and Beppe Morata, so who have both, made great deals for the club. They've both filled in their role very well. You could say they both were successful at the club as well, minus a couple of signings. He's also well exposed with the youth players. He was an academy technical director at one point. He initially started as a sport director, moving up the chain to head of football teams, technical director, and now he's leaving his football director spot to take over for Paratici. So being molded under and working close to both Beppe Morata and Paratici is definitely going to be favorable for him. So he can pick up on that, implement his own talents, and I believe he'll get the job done for us.
I do too. I've been a big fan of Cherubini for a while, solely because of how much he was loved by Agnelli. And you know me, I'm an Agnelli loyalist, so whatever is good for Agnelli is good for me. David Bruno,
our last in Agnelli.
Well, and another story that we had here today was one that you showed me earlier.
Yep.
On that we had got a joint statement from Juventus, Real Madrid, and Barcelona, the new three amigos of European football. Why don't you take us through it, Dave?
So basically, in the last couple of days, UEFA has come out and said that they will be taking action against the founding Super League clubs, Barcelona, Juventus, and Real Madrid, after the Champions League final. So the founding clubs have come out with a statement. Basically, in other words, they're telling them that they're no longer going to accept this kind of, or tolerate this kind of treatment, these kind of threats. The threats are also a breach of decisions the Court of Justice has made, and they have already warned UEFA about, as they can affect the founding clubs while legal proceedings are complete. So the clubs are in court against UEFA because they don't believe UEFA in their monopoly. And since the beginning of the Super League and the beginning of the talks, and since it was founded, they always wanted to have an open dialogue with UEFA. So UEFA really wants them to just withdraw and basically drop the court proceedings, which the founding clubs have decided they will not. And they basically just want to debate on the solutions, find solutions, because they don't want to watch football's demise. So they're no longer going to be taking or tolerating any of these threats, basically.
Gigio Donnarumma officially today announced he is leaving the club. Well, Maldini, I believe, was the one
That's right.
To announce. Why don't you take us through that a little bit, David?
So Milan, as it's known yesterday, they signed a new French champion with Lille in Ligue 1, Mike Maignan.
Just won the league?
Yep, so he just won the league, Mike Maignan. We would pronunciate being in Quebec. I speak French.
You know the proper French spelling?
But we can call him Magnan, so he's a great keeper. He's in his mid-20s. they got a good deal on him, 13 million plus bonuses. They're going to be paying him about 2.8 million a season. Now he's not a backup keeper, so he's a starting keeper. So he was bought in anticipation of Milan's gem leaving for free this summer. So Donnarumma is definitely leaving, and Maldini has also come out and confirmed it. It's been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano, and in other words, he basically said that Donnarumma will choose his next club. Now we also got another little update about Daniele Rugani.
Yes,
So
there
he's
has
back
been
in
a
Turin.
solution to his situation.
Well, they're trying to find solutions right now, Adam. So
Okay,
he's
so
back
they
in
haven't
Turin
found
to
one.
rest. Yeah, he's back in Turin to rest. His loan being, complete. The season's done. He spent a bit of time with Cagliari. Now Torino, Bologna, Valencia, and Arsenal are possible destinations. So that's the latest news about Rugani, who
And
Cherubini is
for
going to want to
sure,
try to find a solution for this summer.
it doesn't look like he'll be returning to Juventus at all. Just
I don't believe so. I even saw, so this is speculative, but I even saw a rumor today about Demiral maybe on his
yes.
way out, available for 30 million. So nothing's confirmed yet, but I mean Demiral is leaving. I would rate him a bit higher than Rugani. We don't know what Atalanta has done with Romero. They're most likely signing him, so that's a loss for us. But we have Dragusin coming up as well.
Well, if Donnarumma signs with Juventus, I promise you, I will buy that new fire green Sprite-looking Juve keeper kit, and maybe we might even do a surprise for the channel with that kit. But stick with Max Statman for the top Mercato news. If anything breaks, we will break it to you live on our account, and we will bring you news roundups, maybe every day, every other day. Whenever something breaks, we will be here. David, Bruno, any last words before we go?
So I'm a big fan of Donnarumma. I always wanted him to be at the club while Gigi was still the number one. At least one season. It's too bad Gigi's going. Can we replace one Gigi with another Gigi? He's destined for success, for greatness. He's a young Italian. I think we need to jump on him right now. Other spec, there were rumors about him going to Barca, but number one, Ter Stegen, has not been told any plans, and he's going to remain as number one. So he's most likely not going to Barca. That opens the door for us. We have a good dialogue with Raiola. Let's get our man. We're going to have to put Chesney on the market.
All right, guys. We'll be back with you either tomorrow or Friday for more breaking news. Stick with Max Statman and stick with Max Statman YouTube channel. For now, this is Adamo Luciano in Toronto and David Bruno in Montreal signing off. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks for watching. Enjoy, guys.
Fino alla fine.